Okay, shalom, shalom, kwam yasha Allah, koholoyim la Yahweh, bahashim Yahushai, bahashim hahakodash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone who were well and that by the Spirit taught us this beautiful truth. And just want to say the water toward the H.I.M and Akwaf. That's out here sincerely keeping the laws, the statutes, and commandments of Yahweh bahashim Yahushai to the best of their ability. This is Achanat Nawah. Just coming at you with another quick lesson. Praying that it's edifying by the Spirit. Had a couple of little hookups. I wanted to jump off into this article is in the U.S. Sun, and it says new airport DNA law now in effect as U.S. airports. See how it could impact your holiday travel. And they was real sneaky with this too, because they've been stepping up their game with it. A few weeks back, it was, I think it was like an extra $18 to if you didn't have the real ID, and then they shot it up to like $45, $50 like a week after. And now that's for the U.S. citizens basically. So now with this this DNA thing right here, what they're talking about is for non-citizens that's flying in. So there are non-citizens that flew in here because this went into effect I think yesterday. So now that those non-citizens are in the country, they can actually be asked for DNA trying to leave here. So they set it up for I think it was December 26th. So Esau, crafty counsel, he brings these laws into effect, you know what I'm saying, with slickness and slyness. That's why the scripture says to never trust thine enemy. And also, I was watching the elder, and I actually seen this when they was talking about this during a White House conference on TV a few days back, and the elder out in New York, he was just going into this in a video. He's like, hey, it's here, it's here, it's here. Basically, blowing the trumpet loud, man. So this says, so I asked this AI, this is Perplexity on the AI app, what did the White House say about 6G technology? The White House has issued a presidential memorandum titled Winning the 6G Race. They're trying to make it seem as if, okay, America first. We're going to be the top ones with this technology. We're number one in the world. We've always have been, and we're going to continue to be. And in the meanwhile, they're duping the citizens into believing that this is something that's going to be good for them, and it's not, because it's all about surveillance. Okay, but it says, the White House issued a presidential memorandum titled Winning the 6G Race on December 19, 2025. Signed by President Donald Trump, directing federal agencies to reallocate spectrum for commercial 6G development, right? This action aims to position the U.S. as the global leader in 6G, which supports AI, check it out, robotics, and implantable technologies and secure networks for national security. What do they mean by implantables? And we're not ignorant of Satan's devices, man. Let me grab that real quick. You better know that this man is ready to go. And they're coming down with great wrath because they know that they have but a short time as well. This is a part of the prophecies that's playing out, man. That's a little pre-camp lesson. I'm about to get out of here in a little bit. 2 Corinthians 2 and 11, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we're not ignorant of his devices. And it says, so that Satan would not outsmart us, for we are familiar with his evil schemes. And the way that we're familiar with his evil schemes is through the scriptures. That's why it's important to, scriptures talks about blessed the man that read, being obedient. Reading these scriptures, man. Meditating on them day and night, listening to what the apostles, the bishops and elders have to say when they're blowing the trumpet, because they know. He says to measure thou the times diligently. How do you measure the times before his coming? Through these types of articles, man. Through this news, you have to be into these. As men of the Lord, we have to be watchmen. We're watchmen. We're on the watchtower. We're seeing the enemy coming in, and we're blowing the trumpet, and we're warning the flock to take cover, so to speak, right? In Matthew 24 and 3, starting there, the Lord, because the disciples asked the Lord, let me get it real quick, what will be the sign of thy coming and the end of this age or the end of this world? Matthew 24 and 3. It says, as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and the end of the world? Let me get that word sign real quick. And that word world is going off into an age. Okay, so they don't even, let me see. So they don't even have a word for that word sign. Yeah, they do. Salakia. Samimian, G4592. A sign, right? A mark, a token. Let me see here. Neuter or presumed derivative of base of G4591. An indication. Yeah, like, like like what time are you coming, basically? Like, if you're asking somebody, if they're coming to pick you up and you're like, okay, well, what time will it be? Around what time, so to speak. Right? So this is a marker for us to know when the Lord is coming. And again, that word world right here, it goes off into an age, eon, G165. What's gonna be what's gonna come, what's gonna be happening before this man is broken down, right? Before his kingdom stops. Because he's radical, man. He's not gonna stop. This so-called white man, you think he's gonna stop there? You think he's gonna stop once he has chipped the population? No, he's gonna take it even further. You think this man is gonna stop if he ever make it to Mars? He's gonna be ongoing with wickedness, just tearing shit up in his path, man. So that word world, it goes off into forever, an unbroken age, perpetuity of time, eternity, a period of time, age. And that's what that word is really going into, an age. It's not talking about the entire globe, because you have these Christians, they'll get to telling you about how the Lord loves everybody, and that means the entire earth mass or whatever. Anyway, but the disciples, they wanted to know. And these are indicators of what would be going on, man. Revelation 13:16. Let me see what else they had in here. Salakia. That was pretty much the basics, though. It says, hopefully it'll load back up. Yeah, okay. Key directives. The memorandum tasked the Assistant Secretary of Commerce for Communications and Information with studying relocations of federal systems and the 7.125 to 77.4 gigahertz band, requiring plans within 12 months. See that? That protect national security. It also initiates a couple of other gigahertz, some potential 6G use, while directing the Secretary of State to lead diplomatic efforts for international alignment. See? So what's the international alignment? Everybody aligning with that system, man. So last on the list, it says strategic goals. A White House fact sheet emphasizes that 6G will enable faster speeds, ultra low latency, and higher data capacity, tying into broader policies like spectrum auctions under the Working Families Tax Cut Act. The initiative provides certainty to U.S. and allied companies for 6G planning, countering global competition. So they pretty much overall, dollar is failing. They want to stay in control of the movement of the money, you know, um, the currency, so to speak, you know what I'm saying? And, they have to eventually, same way that they dominate with the dollar, they're going to want to dominate with this. And it's going to be a global thing anyway. This is going to be something for all people. So let's go back into the scriptures real quick. Revelation 13:16. Yeah, so they wiggling into it, man. COVID-19, they got into it with the digital passports and digital IDs, and now it's on point now where you have to have it. And they're gonna come down even more further with that, even to drive. They're probably gonna be like, okay, well, if you want to drive, and then they're just gonna phase out regular so-called driver's license anyway, or IDs anyway. Revelation 13:16, and he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, which means, hey, no, you're not going to be coming through the airport. You're not going to be able to get on a flight, unless you're doing what we told you to do. You're not going to be able to get a cheeseburger. You're not going to be able to travel through this state, because they can have, just like how they have It's that scripture that talks about a man should desire to go into a city. They can easily have checkpoints set up where you can't even get through to another city or even another county or another block. For that matter. Okay, but it says, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the number of the beast, or the number of his name. So if you don't have what they are issuing, you're not going to be able to move in society. And so they're phasing out the older people. They already know, this generation of older people are dying off. A lot of them took that jumpy and died. So they're really focusing on this younger generation. They don't care about people my age, or they don't even care about people in their 30s, 20s, you know what I'm saying? Really like that. I would say from toddlers up to maybe 21, 22, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Those are the ones that are totally familiar with this technology. They don't know about older technology. They don't know anything, but they've always had a phone in their hand or a laptop in their hand, or, so that's the new generation that they're gearing this towards. So as everybody else fades out, but let's get chapter 14. Revelation 14:9. And it reads, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of Yahweh, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. Yeah, man, you here in these Americas, you're going to definitely catch a missile to the face. Because that's coming, man. Because that's even getting hot. Because the Lord, he spoke of wars, rumors of wars. You got pestilence going on. You got the plagues going on. You got earthquakes in diverse places. Like the Lord said, kingdom is coming up against kingdom, nation against nation. The house is divided. He said that, a house divided cannot stand. And this place is very divided. Esau is dying off quicker than they're being born. Right? So they're on the move, man. They got to make quick moves. Matter of fact, let's go back to chapter 12. Revelation 12:12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. For the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he had but a short time. See? And this word devil, it doesn't mean a red guy underground. I was going back and forth with a few people yesterday talking about hell, and then these Christians really believe that there's some burning place underground, and that there's some guy down there with a red suit on with a pitchfork, two little horns on his head with the pointed tail and shit, and he's just down there just torturing every damn body that's bad. But this word is diablos in the Greek, G1228, devil. Oh shit, I didn't mean to go into it like that. Okay, so this word devil, where is it at here? If it says prone to slander, slanderous, accusing falsely. And that's exactly what Esau does. Esau is the damn devil, the so-called white man. He's out here slithering through the damn planet, telling you about how much he loves you and how much this is going to be a great convenience to you. And, it's going to speed things up. It's going to make life better for you with all this fucking lies, man. But this next one on there says, false accuser, slanderer, applied to a man who, by opposing the cause of God, may be said to act the part of the devil or to side with him. And that's exactly what Esau does, man. He sides with the left-hand side, man. The spiritual demon Satan. Okay? What it says, a traducer. Specifically, Satan, which that word Satan goes off into an adversary. False accuser, devil, slanderer. Is not talking about some red guy on the ground. Trying to use the word Lucifer and having no idea that that's not even a person when that's being spoken of. That's what's being spoken of when you hear that word Lucifer, and it's only in the scriptures one time. It goes into a light bearer. That's it. Because you got light bearers on the wicked side, you got light bearers on the righteous side. It's people that's wise to do wicked, on this planet as people wise to do righteousness on this planet. And it's just an illuminator. It's a illuminated one. Okay, but where was we at? Let me go back in here. Salakia. I want to get chapter 16 too. About, because see, when you put this kind of energy underneath your skin, that shit gonna fuck people up. That's gonna fuck people up. These shit 3G, 4G, 5G, all these damn G's and fucking people up over the past couple of decades here. Revelation 16 and 2. When the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sword upon the men which had the mark of the beast, and upon them which worshipped his image. And that word noisome, it goes off into smelly, rottage, like nasty, like gangrene. Just a person that's just, just funky. It's just a funky, a real funky sore. Something that you can't, it's uncurable. And people gonna be fucked up, man. You let these people put this shit under your skin, you want to, you gonna be fucked up, man. Right? Let me get Micah 2 and 10. And see, they trying to make it seem as if, this is gonna be all good. The America first. We need to get ahead of this technology because China's smoking the asses already with that anyway. China already got their shit in order. And that guy Klaus Schwab, I think was his name, from the WEF, World Economic Forum, and he was talking about how China had the perfect prototype for the world. You know what I'm saying? As far as enslaving and controlling the citizens, basically. Okay, this is Micah 2 and 10. Arise ye. This is for you Israelites, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Arise ye and depart. Not departing to the airport, getting on the plane, cause where you need to get on some fucking some biometric DNA. It's talking about depart as far as your mindset, coming out of the ways of thinking of this place, man. Esau's way of life. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted, and shall destroy you, even with the sword destruction. Look at the people, man. The people are sorely destroyed in this place. You got people dismembering their fucking family members. Domestic violence is through the roof. Parents are killing the kids are killing the parents. Drug overdoses through the roof. Suicide rates through the roof. Road rage through the roof. Nobody can afford shit. People are pissed, man. People just pissed right now, man. So it's best to come out of that world and come into this peace of these scriptures, because the Holy Spirit is going to comfort and keep us, man, in these days and times, because things are about to get real rough, man. It's about to be real nasty situation out here, bro. People don't get it. See, this might be the last of these people's bullshit ass holiday. They might let these people celebrate this bullshit first of January, little New Year's bullshit, and then from there, they turning the screws on your ass, man. Ain't no telling, man. You just, because Esau don't have that much time. It's really he's in a rush. That's why he's getting so damn sloppy. He don't even care about you knowing about his evil plans no more. But people still, it's people that know. It's just that these Americans don't know what to do, man. They got all the damn guns in the world, and know full well that their government is turned against them, and that by their constitution, they do have a right to do the thing. You know what I'm saying, and bring this shit back into order. But it's all prophetic anyway. But they don't know what to do. They're doofified. They don't know what to do. So again, they got sneaky with this airport shit on these foreigners that came here. They got real sneaky with this shit. So, I mean, if you want to go into it, it was an article that's in, let me see here, where is it at? It's in the U.S. Sun, new airport DNA. All you got to do is just Google this, new airport DNA law now in effect at U.S. airports. And they can, this is not going to just be for non-citizens. This shit is going to be for all citizens, all you U.S. citizens. And I don't give a fuck about traveling like that where I got to get on no fucking plane. Get the hell out of here. Okay, it says under the new law, Department of Homeland Security officials may request additional biometric information, including fingerprints or DNA. So fingerprints is not enough. Facial recognition is not enough. Them scanning your damn pupil is not enough. They want to, get the swabbing on you and taking hair samples and fucking having you piss in a cup, take a shit in a cup, or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? Drawing blood from you and shit, man. These people, these Edomites, man. If these people continue, nothing will survive. Literally. Okay, so it says the updated security measures are meant to deter the filing of frivolous claims and provide operational consistency. The new biometric rules would also remove any age restriction on facial recognition, meaning that any foreigner is now subject to the biometric measures, which a lot of people not come to here. But the thing of it is like I said, look at how they done it though. They waited until people got here. Okay, so it says select visitors planning to stay in the U.S. for more than 29 days are now required to pay a $30 fee. Those who refuse to pay the fee and be fingerprinted could be hit with a $5,000 fine, right? Okay, so where's that date? Because I think it was December 26th when they slipped this in after you done already flew into the country. A lot of people, they fly ahead during these holidays. You know what I'm saying? They don't just come the day of Christmas. They try and, get to where they're going by the 23rd, you know, definitely before Christmas Eve. But it says right here, the new biometric data collection started on December 26th, just ahead of the new year. So that means that people that flew in here on the 22nd, 23rd, 24th, 25th, hell, even if they came on the day of the 26th, you got to possibly get these people, you know what I'm saying, a damn blood sample or something before you leave here, man. That's crazy as hell. But that's Esau, man. This is how we know that the earth is given into the hand of the wicked, man. This is the wicked. You can't say that this is not wickedness, because it doesn't take all that to identify people. Esau got all the tech in the world and know who the fuck everybody is anyway. That's just his extra power grab, man. This guy, he can never have enough. Job 9:24. This is how you know who's in control, because niggas not pulling no shit like this off. It's all the wicked nations that's in the book of Psalms chapter 83, the enemies of the Lord. Out here trying to do a damn overall census on the children of Israel, trying to count the children of Israel, man. Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? If not, where and who is he? Who's the devil? Who's the wicked? Who's in control of this shit? Because it looked like to me, there's nothing around Trump but a bunch of so-called white billionaires. His whole cabinet, so-called white people. They're the ones that's coming up with this shit. Not to mention the EU. They was just talking about it. You need a digital ID over there to go to work. So if you can't work, you can't eat. So they're pretty much they're forcing the people into this door, so to speak. They rounding up the people by playing with their income, playing with their livelihood. Because you got to have food and water. People got children. There's people that's out here that's super duper dependent upon this man's medicines. They definitely gonna be some of the ones that's gonna fall right into line with it. SNAP recipients, food stamp recipients, people that receive, any kind of benefits whatsoever, Medicaid, Medicare, those are gonna be the very first ones that's just gonna roll right up in droves. The ones that really don't have to do that right off are gonna be the resistance. And you're gonna have a lot of these Edomites, There's gonna be a lot of Edomites that's gonna resist. Because when I went into the comment boards, you can see people in the comment boards, they know what's up. They know that this. I seen a gang of comments talking about the mark of the Beauty and the Beast. And these are regular people. So how do you have these Israelites that have podcasts and doing damn classes all damn day long every day, and they're not and they act as if they don't know that this is something that's going to go under the skin eventually. Yeah, man. It's people know. It's people that know, man. Yep. Somebody says it's what the Bible has said all along. But they don't have no understanding, man, of the scriptures, though. They don't really know. But this person right here, they said you need revelations. I can't remember exactly where. See, somebody was trying to, because somebody says, how is it in the Bible exactly? Because some people don't know, but somebody was trying to reference them to the book of Revelation. Somebody mentioned it right here, last book in the Bible. And you got these stupid ass motherfuckers that's just like, keep the immigrants out. No, you got tourism. A lot of your revenue that comes through this country comes through people coming here to visit and tour and go to your little lavish hotels and your beachfront property. There's people that do shit like that. They come here, they want to go and see the skyscrapers, they want to go and see the Statue of Liberty. You know, they want to go and see the Grand Canyon, all these different places. You know, but shit, people not coming here for that bullshit. People not coming here for that. See, somebody's right here. They says this person says they're not just going after foreigners. They're going after everyone. Facial recognition from everyone passing through security, and facial recognitions for everyone checking a bag. Next, it would be a microchip implanted in everyone that wants to have a bank account. Paper currency is on its way out. Will you comply? Some chick named Debbie said that. Somebody says China already does, but it's people that know this shit. It's not like, you know, this is something that people know, man. I've seen a few people in here commenting on, yep, somebody got Revelation 14:9. I read that. Yep. Well, your ass is gonna be tormented. Them thermonuclear fire. See, these people, they have an idea. You know, they've heard that scripture before, but they don't know to what extent this thing is gonna happen to them. Because it's just all of a sudden, like this shit is happening. This shit just all of a sudden happened, man. You know what I'm saying? Like they're speeding up the process. Because again, that dollar is out of here. Because those other countries, you know, they're doing backdoor deals on America. They're buying oil and commodities and other things in their own currency. You got the BRICS nations, you know, trying to get around and avoid the dollar because America has weaponized the shit out of it, sanctioning everybody, fucking everybody over. So, you know, that dollar is failing. So the main thing that they have to have control over is the currency. And these Edomites here in America, which, you know, is really the elite of these Edomites, you know. But America is one of their top puppets, so to speak, or one of the top doers of evil for them, so to speak, you know, because this is Babylon, man. This is Babylon, man, straight up. So I'm gonna end out there, and with that, just a little pre-camp lesson, about to head out to camp. So with that, I pray that the lesson was edifying. Kwame Yasha Allah and a Baba Bar.